Welcome back, SimGamers. We've started off this battle casting freaking Repel Undead to get rid of some skeletons. As we are hurtling, positively plunging ourselves towards the very last part of this game. We've got 2 more dungeons to crawl. Well, I guess 3 more dungeons to crawl. We've got the Dungeon of Covetous near Minnock, and the Dungeon of Deceit near Moonglow. And then we have to find our way to the altar rooms, which connect all the dungeons together at the very, very lowest level. Use the stones to find the 3 parts of the 3-part key. And then finally make our final assault on the Great Stygian Abyss. But right now what we're doing is our typical gate travel work. Get us out to Minnock. And we're getting ready for this dungeon right there, in fact. In order to get ready for this dungeon, I figure we might as well make a pit stop by where the mandrake grows. And pick up some on the way so we can get ready to just be able to... I want to get Maria back in the game. I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to run with both Maria and Katrina. And just have 2 frontline fighters and go absolutely ham with magic in the Great Stygian Abyss. It'll be a pretty fun power fantasy. Blowing through their mana pools like nothing else. And my character's mana pool is nothing to slouch at. In fact, my character's going to be picking up some intelligence. Giving me more weight in my spell casting, as the damage of all spells, or most spells, is keyed off of intelligence. Converting all the spells from the original Ultima game to this one was a really fun project, like going through the math, doing the numbers, figuring out how to add the variance so that it behaved similarly to how it does in the base game, in the original game. So here we are, Mandrake. And drive-by Mandrake grab. Maria was the only one that got poisoned. I can cope with that. All right. The Dungeon of Covetous coming up next. Right now, we just need to find an appropriate place to launch our skiff. Skiff whistle. And in we go. Nice thing about this dungeon is that once we're done, we're actually going to be really close to Vesper, where we can just restock and resupply. The 5th level of the Dungeon Covetous holds vast wealth for the intrepid. Be wary, as the tunnels and caves are home to large numbers of ferocious orcs and trolls, unknown adventurer. And bats. There are also bats. When I was designing the encounter tables for all these different dungeons, basically I was kind of ordered all the different creatures in level of difficulty based on their stats. And then just did, oh, that's right. Then just did kind of, you know, the first level creatures would be in the random encounter table for the first level dungeon, second level creatures, etc., etc. As this is the Dungeon of Covetous, many of these elements, you know, that decorate the dungeon seem to show vast quantities of gold and silver and stuff like that. There are some fountains nearby, but it looks like we just need to enter this room and figure out how to get past it. There we go. Little secret square to stand on. moving that thing out of the way. I'd be surprised if these skeletons even survive the first round of combat. I wonder how possible it would be, or in what way I'd be able to translate Dungeons and Dragons into this type of game. Like, how true could I be? Fight some ghosts. How true could I be to the system? Part of the difficulty is that with Dungeons and Dragons, there are so many options, like optional this and optional that you could choose along the way. So many of the classes would be like hard-coded on a line in their advancement line. I don't know. How would I do that? Different character paths and options available. Like all the different bard colleges, for example. How would I even begin? Some classes give you different choices at various, stages of the thing. Okay. All right, this thing opened up. We can go here. So far, this Dungeon of Covetous isn't rocket science. Or as some of my friends used to call it, rocket surgery. To combine brain science and rocket surgery. Or brain surgery and rocket science into the same phrase. There's a non-zero chance that I actually finish this recording this weekend. Guess it depends on how late I want to stay up before work tomorrow. I got a fairly good night's sleep last night. Went to bed early, got up late, had a great brunch with family. Oh, that's right. This whole dungeon was just a spiral. Or this whole level was just a spiral. Which is to say, it's just a long hallway to give more chances of random encounters. Again, if I modify this, I want to have a way to change how these encounters respond. So it could be somewhat possible to avoid them. And then I wouldn't have to require that script to constantly run, which would speed up the main script loop. And also reduce the burden of data on the tables that I have. I want to show this on the map. In Ultima IV, this series of rooms was really interesting. It was just a whole bunch of rooms that connected together various caves. So I mirrored that here, obviously. Oh, there's an orb over there that I want. But each of the rooms had different kind of secrets and stuff, but it was just basically just a slog of battle through a whole bunch of orcs and trolls. As it is in this map. Once again, it is possible with a little clever application to skirt around. That leads to this cave, which lets me slip through to this cave. And what do I get? My defense is increased. Very good. Oh. Well, looks like I got to deal with at least one set of trolls here. I thought briefly about having this entire level just be a cave. In fact, I'm still thinking about it. Because the predominant feature is those series of cave rooms, right? And each room was like an 11 by 11 grid. I can't remember. It was basically the size of your screen, with the exception of the stat bar on the right-hand side of the screen. As I'm talking through this, I have to remember to, during my editing, probably post some of the images and stuff from the original game See if I can't find some gameplay on YouTube that I can yoink and demonstrate. There's a couple people who have played it on the Commodore 64 emulator. Obviously, since it came out in the 80s, it was way before the internet was even invented. It was certainly before YouTube existed. And anyone who has a Commodore 64 now is like a nerd god, especially if it still runs and they have any of the content. The thing is, this game came on for the Commodore 64, this game came on, I think it was 2 double-sided floppy disks. And if you don't know what a floppy disk is, that's a thing that happens sometimes. Yeah, these, like you had your computer, attached to it you had a cable and some other power cords connected to a disk drive that was separate, and you'd stick a 5.5-inch square disk, almost like a record, like a little magnetic record, inside the disk drive to play it. So we've got 2 stairways down. I'm gonna go through this one up here. But like, there was the game engine that would load up on one side, and it took, I don't know, probably 15 minutes for the just for the game to load. And then you'd, flip it over to the town disk, and then in the future you'd put in the so every time you're putting in the town disk when you're exploring the main game. And then the next thing would, like when you get into the dungeons, you'd go to put in a different disk, which featured all the dungeons, had all the data for all the dungeons. And these disks didn't have, by today's standards, very much memory on them. In fact, now that I'm talking about it, you just ask the internet, how much storage did a floppy disk have? Storage capacity of 5 1/4 floppy. So here's the thing. Those floppy disks had 360 kilobytes. This image on the screen is probably 10 times that amount of memory. So essentially in less than 1 megabyte of data was where the entire game was stored on multiple sides of a floppy disk. This is going to be tedious, isn't it? I need a gem to look at what's here. So there are some treasures. And a stairway down, okay. I think that stairway down is probably my ticket. That other stairway up is probably the other stairway up that was in the other room. There are some treasures to be claimed if I care. We're gonna dispel field. Just to walk through these fields quicker. Can we not enter this way? How do we get past that, those doors? There's probably a secret lever that I don't know where to find. I do remember that I made, these 3 dungeons have their secret levers a little bit more difficult to find. Okay. Let's go around. Can I go around? This is just a dead end. There's no point in going that way. Yeah, it looks like I can get around. the other way. Spike trap. Sim takes 14 damage. Maria takes 27. Jeffrey takes 14. Julia takes 20. Sharino takes 20. There's really no reason to go... Oh, nice. I was able to slip through that collapsing rock without taking any damage. Slip through that without losing my torch. Heck yeah. Ah. So here's a secret passage thing that we can activate. Secret passage thing to activate. Looks like there are some floors there with sort of that button tile. Somewhere along here. There it is. There's a button. Okay, that opens up that passage. Very nice. Gotta kill a couple more Cyclopses. And then if it's... Since we're here, and it's probably looks like it's rather easy to get to at this point, we might as well grab that treasure. More Cyclops death. Jeffrey, you get the killing blow? Yes, you do. Okay. Spell pat. Oh, man. I guess I'm clearing this room of Cyclopses. So the interesting thing was, somehow or other on those floppy disks, they were able to keep track of which rooms you cleared and save the game, but also have you be able to start a new game over and over again. And like, it was interesting. I'm actually curious to know how they did that. I mean, it's probably something similar to how RPG Maker MZ is doing it. It has a copy, more or less, of all these places in... It's copying all this data, as far as the room layouts and stuff like that, into the save file, and then keeping track of the state of all these encounters. Alright. Maria, you know what to do. Give us an unlock spell. Alright, we figured out how to go downstairs. There are 3 orbs on this level, and then we just go down. It really depends on which downstairs we want to take. I love how this level was themed. All these little vaults of, like, money and stuff. Death to Daemons. Not evil, just misunderstood. I guess I'm having to risk a darkness spell. Okay, was able to slip past that one. Where is this other orb? Oops, wrong button. Torch. I'm basically back at the entrance. Where am I? So I want to go up, due north. Okay, from here. Yeah. Okay, let's find a staircase down. Phantoms. You ought to be able to dispatch these guys fairly quickly. Given that we all have magic weapons. So I found all 4 orbs. It said there's ample treasure on the 6th level if for the intrepid adventurer. And I don't know where the orb is yet. Right. Staircase down. Right there. There is the thing. Looks like we have to come down from below. Yikes, this is a whole lot of mess up in here. Nothing a little bit of magic can't solve, though. Let's just kill these ghosts, and I think I'm going to blink past the barriers and just get past everyone. Rather than having to worry about the full battle. Would somebody please kill this ghost? Thank you. Die, ghost. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're gonna fight more ghosts. We may have to do a series of battles back to back here to get through this room. One more ghost to go. Still one more ghost to go. Okay. Now, ideally, I want to go like... there's no great way to deal with this many foes. Other than to just drop some magic on their heads. We have plenty of mandrake, so I have no problems just punishing these creatures for their existence really quick. We've got some gazers to fight, my wife to murder, and Gilder to frame for it. Which is dead. Now we fight the gazer battle. I'll let Katrina deal the blow with the tremor because she's just a better spellcaster than I am. And then perhaps we let Maria deal with things in the future. If we can get her magic wand, she's totally back in the party. All right. Okay. Can we blink? Nice. Does this go anywhere? It goes here. All right. So this place had 2 different upstairses and downstairses. I'm going to go take the other upstairses, which is this one. Oh my. Here's one of the 2 magic runs. or vault runs. Nice. Just go around and covet all this money. For only a few castings of unlocked, all this wealth can be yours. And the occasional fight. Repel undead. Seems kind of like a waste, given her magical ability. But, you know, whatever. We're past the power curve where we need to be particularly efficient. Spells, unlock, grab this treasure. Another daemon and some skeletons. I mean, of the people in our party, Katrina is the one with the biggest mana pool. Which means she's also going to get back the most mana per turn. So, might as well use her mana pool to repel undead. The only reason they don't necessarily always succeed at running away right away is because I wanted to approximate the fact that that these fights would actually happen on a tactical 2D grid, and when skeletons wanted to run away, they had to actually walk space by space and leave the map. But that meant sometimes, particularly if you had ranged weapons, you could destroy them before they got a chance to leave. Okay, we're going back down. Now, as I recall, there was another upstairs. Like right here. Where's this one go? Okay, that's the one we came down through. There's got to be a third upstairs, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's over this way? Or is this the one that we just came up and down for the vault? They weren't kidding about this being a maze. And that tells me we're on this. I think we're on this. Are we on the 7th level? They said the 6th level had plenty of treasure. So if we're coming up to the 6th level from beneath, then we must be on the 7th level right now, I think. Okay, this one was the one that took us to this treasure vault. Okay, so this stairway up over here takes us to the other treasure vault. Memo to self. Covetous has lots of gold. Money, 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 money. 3 Ettins, wow. Well, let's start putting out some hurt. And then we're continuing on. So I had to do some amateur Photoshop, or more accurately, amateurpaint.net. Scaled up the size of the troll from RPG Maker MV, and then kind of figured out how to duplicate and mirror one of these heads and put it in a position that it looked like it was a 2-headed giant rather than a 1-headed giant. Jeffrey is now level 7. I love it. I don't need light right now. I'll worry about light when we're done with this treasure run. I can no longer open stuff, so torch, spells, unlock. All right, we are in and out of here with the wealth of a ton of money. 9,105. Jeffrey's been getting beat up. Let's go ahead and give him a cure, or a heal. Just to make sure he's battle ready. Okay. Back to these stairs. I want to see, so this is a different way down than this one goes here. All right, neither of these places takes me where I want to go, it seems. If I go this way, there are 2 staircases. Oh, I forgot. These maps wrap around. So I found the 4 orbs, I found the treasure room, I found the orange stone of sacrifice, and 1 cyclops and 3 trolls. Hit them all with a tremor. And then, hopefully, kill the rest. Get dead, dude. So we found that. We're going to open there. Items, key items. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the stones. There's only 1 more stone to get, and that's in the next dungeon. I found the treasure room, I found the 4 orbs, I found the stone. We're out of here. Don't need to belabor the point anymore. Let's just exit. And we're going to take a pit stop at Vesper to make sure we're well stocked for what will be the, I guess, the cliffhanger before the final episode. Because the next one is the final stone, and we're going to have all the stones, so we might as well take ourselves into the depths, the deepest depths of that dungeon. Find our way to the altar rooms, which are all connected. And then solve the mysteries of the 3 altar rooms, which would set us up for the final assault. All we gotta do is kill some rogues, go buy some supplies, maybe stop by for a little bit more mandrake if it happens to be dark enough. We could also consider going for or run at some nightshade. All right, here we are in Vesper, the refuge of Vesper once again. The place where the refugees from Magincia came when it was destroyed by Daemons for its pride. My light has faded. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Welcome to the guild shop. Yes, I want to see your goods. I mean, I don't need any more torches. Don't particularly... I've been burning through magic keys pretty quickly. Don't need more gems. Probably don't need more dispel powder. I think I'm going to call myself well stocked. I do wish there was a healer nearby. I could just talk to them. But we can take a rest at the inn. It'll help us a little bit. Yes, please. With 8,000, almost 8,800 gold, we, I think we need to find our way to Buccaneer's Den. You know what? We'll worry about that later. Right now, we're going to go ahead and save our game, and we are up to, what, 17 and a half hours played. So this is where I will wrap up this one. Tune in next time for this special edition game that I created, or adapted, I should say, from Ultima IV. You're only going to find this here on SimGamer TV. In the next episode, make our plunge into the Dungeon of Deceit. At the bottom of the dungeon, we'll go down the stairs and connect ourselves to one of the altar rooms. Solve that riddle. Work our way through other various dungeons and stuff where they connect all the altar rooms together to solve the 3 altar rooms with the stones that we've accumulated, thereby giving us the 3 parts of the 3 parts key. So until then, definitely want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've been enjoying this series, and I hope you look forward to what's coming up in the next 2 series. Until then, I've been SimGamer.